Welcome to Shelby Cookie's Final Fantasy XIV Let's Play.
Reborn, Episode 1, Limsa Lominsa.
Here. Here. Feel. Here, feel, think.
Hey everyone, you might have recognized that lovely introduction from my previous video. It's been quite a while since I was last able to post one. I apologize for that. There's been complications at home, so I haven't been able to get one out. I did actually have this video done twice now, actually, just the recording didn't sound very nice, and it overwent on time on one of them. So I wanted to go ahead and redo it, so we're going to go ahead and try this time and see if we can get a better video with better audio quality. Alright, so let's get started. Oi! You alright, lass? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets beside. Rolling over the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the aether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to this stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vildebrun now, which is chock full of aetherites. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Ugh, might as well have been the bloomin' seasickness. Ship sleeping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Sorry about that. Limsa Lominsa is still a far way off, in case you were wondering, seeing as you're awake and all. How about's you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Any road. Brennan's the name, and peddlin's me trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lass, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I one? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? So in this game you get to make some choices for your character. I'm sure old players already know this, but this is more or less for the new players. So I'm gonna go ahead and to win glory. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks, 'cause other folks ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find out everything you need to know about the adventuring business in there. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Ship's off the starboard now. Pirate colors. Pirates. Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. What is the world coming to? Pirates fry on a ship flying Liminsian colors. Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. You can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleeding close. Glad one of us kept her head on her shoulders. I reckon I'd have lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up the chase, you must be close to port. Let's head on up deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? For some of you it might be, but for me it is not, so I'm going to go ahead and tell them, no, this is not my first trip. Thought not. But I'll wager there've been some changes since you last visit. Allow a journeyed itinerant to apprise you of the current state of affairs. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You never guessed she was once a rum-swilled buccaneer herself. Course, most folk ain't too quick to change, and with a town full of liberty-loving ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like the pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if it weren't bad enough, though, I've heard the Sahagin are raiding at the coast, just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. At long last, land ho. Behold Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved by Limia, goddess of navigation. Also, I apologize for any mispronunciations I make. I am not so sure on a lot of the names.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Rotano Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa. To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer. Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Lim Lane. What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
Hey, you there. Hey, I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Ha, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then. Allow one of Limsa Lominsa's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass. I haven't got all day. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamond of the Rotondo Sea. Please select the... we don't need to read that. Okay, you may have noticed a brief pause there. I just wanted to go ahead and set up the name displays so that I am not accidentally showing anybody's name or what they're doing if they don't want to be in the video. I make sure that it is off to, or well, not off, but initials both in chat and off chat, so just above their heads. I actually turned all names off just to make things a little smoother for you guys, a little nicer looking, especially since I do have kind of a clunky setup. I'll probably correct that after the first video so it looks a little cleaner and less cluttered. For now, I hope you could just bear with me with this base UI. But yes, this will be the base UI for the PS4 only. PC, I'm not actually sure what that looks like originally since I do not own the PC version. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into the quests. I'm only going to go until we leave Limsa Lominsa to keep time from going over an hour. I'm going to get that little annoying thing out of there. I'm so sorry. So that will be a little bit less time than trying to complete the actual first quests and everything. Coming to Limsa Lominsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself down over to the Drowning Winch and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Rifar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Balderon. He's the proprietor of the winch. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you up straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your quest. Or task. Sorry if I mix words up sometimes. So we're going to go ahead and go to the Drowning Winch. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Winch, the Crow's Lift will take you there. So yes, we're going to take the Crow's Lift. Alright, so we're going to go over to Balderon. You actually can't see his name, but that is him. Greetings to you, lass. What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for a drink, are you? You've come here to mind mind to try here and at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name is Balderon, and this most hospitable of Austrians is the Drowning Winch. 'Tis also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild businesses, and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Oh boy, these accents. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts, on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job, and no one knows what they're planning, of course. But if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them after everything that's happened? Yours took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense. None of the folks that saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections from a hard night on the ale. You can imagine what people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there's one thing we all remember, and that's a group of adventurers what laid down their lives to bring Eorzea back from the brink, when she was bound for the abyss. When I say we remember, truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, these goddamn calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damned faces. 'Tis like staring at a goal flying in front of the sun. All you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it. By the way, give or take the odd gall. It's this what's got people calling these heroes the warriors of light. If Limsa's ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need the adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them. And that's why any aid we can give to an adventurer is effort well spent. What say ye, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? Methinks to you, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me, yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis nigh time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. Is it? Ah, fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer, you sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your Fred signals, were you? I don't even know how the pirates would see me over the deck. I'm only 2 feet tall. Now hold on just a moment here, officer. You got the wrong lass. This fine upstanding young lady is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? Uh-huh. You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, ye make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. Me and 2 more often than not. Now, sir, what ye think to a tankard of me finest ale before ye return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait o' Melthor, but that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse these eager bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spat of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much any other bugger in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lominsans can't be an headstrong bunch of bastards, it's true. But given time, we grow on you. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. Oh, eh. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa, where the sea is as green as the faces of my patrons after a few too many black belly whiskeys. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning ye the ways of the city. And complete. Alright, so I apologize to anyone who may have an accent similar to what I am attempting to read. I'm not good at these kind of accents. Alright, you've taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Lominsa. Listen well to the wisdom of Balderon Tenfingers, and go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Balderon, the proprietor of the Browning Winch, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks, which will help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down a floor and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetherite, a device what can move you from one place to another in a blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetherite where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with a yellow jacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Sounds as strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your venturing bits and pieces for sale in this district, which lies beyond the aetherite. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though, or you'll be fleeced quicker and you can say, why is me coin purse so light? I have a word with Swozenblade. Instead, He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant and he'll treat you well. For the last bit of me helpful ints, I suggest you meet some fellow axe wielders at the Marauders Guild. I can guarantee you'll learn a few tricks for swinging that edge splitter of yours if you join their crew. The Thoda at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that last? Seeing to them 3 tasks, I'll let ye on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now I've best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it, there I go, sending you off without telling you something crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memories, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road. While you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need help, consider giving their tale a woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on 'em. For example, Nininya over yonder been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend her an ear and see what she's to say? Aye, you're like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folks can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith heir and the winch. Lads as bear the title have some fine advice for them, what they're standing out in the profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among venturers. To leave the drowning winch, you must accept the quest, Making a Name, by speaking with Nininya. Alright, so we are going to go talk to Nininya. Nininya, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this, a shiny new adventurer? Listen close, lass. I have some information that might just put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall not too long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is, you make a name of yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skinrail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Alskurf at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Alright, so we have our first side quest. So you may notice that some of the quests have different icons. So the all gold ones are side quests. As to what was over Balderon with the fiery kind of circle around it was the main storyline quest. You will see some that are blue with a little plus on them a little later on, and those are actually going to be things that are side quests, but they unlock something important, such as a dungeon, or a dance, or an attack. It could be actually a bunch of different things. So you wish to visit Bulwark Hall below. The crow's lift is ready when you are. So we're going to take the crow's lift down. Okay, so we are now officially in the game. You can see actually a fellow player right here. You can't see his name because I turned them off. But now we are officially in the actual game, not the tutorial portion. So you're just going to collect all of these little glowing herbs. Usually any destinations that you're going to go to are going to have some kind of marker like this. Or if it's like somewhere you're going to have to fight, it's going to be like a glowing, kind of a dark, misty look. You'll see it probably pretty soon. I think there's a quest that's probably the second quest with the Marauders Guild that are going to show you that. But we're not going to see that this episode. We will be seeing that more probably next episode, because I don't want this to go over the PlayStation's limit of recording. Alright, so we got all the herbs. Yes, I am Alderskiff. I'm just going to call him Alderskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine. So you go ahead and go to your inventory and click it over to him. Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as the dream flowers. They are the prime ingredients in the creation of somnus, a substance which fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. Those herbs are not more than alkyn lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsa. In fact, these probably spilled from the crates that were loaded onto my very own ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss. But not to worry, you've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. So what do you think? He has a side quest for us, but we're not going to go ahead and take that because, as you can see, it is just a regular quest, so it's not going to give us anything besides maybe a couple items and a very, very, very small amount of experience that we really don't need. So this is the Aetheryte, and this is how we teleport from town to town. You have to attune to all of them. Another novice adventurer. Hey, Balderon has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sumdimal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into etherical energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of Aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about Aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. So we have learned the spell Return. You attune with the Aetherites and are now able to use the Return spell. So Return, as it sounds, will just return us to right here. Alright, so our next quest, we can see it on the minimap. I'm going to go ahead and grab this, and you can see right here on the minimap it points towards wherever we need to go. I'm going to throw that back over there. You can see a bunch of people who are hanging out in Limsa, as usual. This is actually one of the primary hangout spots. Got a whole crew of people dancing, how cute. Gonna run on past them, and we're going to go ahead and see the marketplace. So we are going to meet Swazenblatt. A fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from the oogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the dock. You bear a gift from Balderon? Whatever could it— Ah, my octant. By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the winch, along with a week's pay and several bells' worth of intoxicated memories. Go ahead and give him the rusted octant. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and weapons will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potions and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourn to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with this type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light and your time is short. Ah, but verbal instructions of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surer teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Alright, Alright, so as he said, these are the markets. We aren't going to mess with any of them right now because we only have 100 gil. And that can get us absolutely nothing. So first, we're going to go ahead and attune to all the aetherites. And it'll give you kind of a tour of the city. So all these little aetherites right here will allow us to easily transport all over the city without having to run there ourselves. It'll be very instant. And once you attune to all of them, okay, you now have access to the aetherite. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon aetherite shards. And once we unlock all the aetherites, it'll actually give us quick access to outside the city as well. So that's actually what I'm going to quickly do, so that getting outside is much easier for us. Also, you might be able to see up top I have like quite a few messages and stuff. These are items that most people are not going to start with. These are mainly because I have been playing this game since A Realm Reborn launched, essentially. Just a few months after its launch I started playing. But other than that, I should have little advantage over you guys. I'm not gonna equip, well, maybe I will equip the stuff that helps me level up. But I'm not gonna go ahead and go through all of those while I'm on screen with all of you guys. So next time you come on, those mails will be... Second, we're going to the 8 second. All that mail will be gone, and I'll have a few new little minions and stuff that I could show you guys. Okay, so we're going downstairs to go ahead and attune to another aetherite. I'm going to go ahead and get all the ones on this floor of Limsa Lominsa before I go ahead and go to the Marauders Guild, which is on the upper deck. I apologize for any clunky noises you might hear in the background. We have quite a chunky little bunny that likes to sprint around the kitchen. Okay, is there any more on this that I missed? As you can see on the map, it shows all of the various quests that you have and where you would go to get them, so they're all on the upper deck. Alright, so since we got all of them on the lower deck, we are going to go ahead and pop on up to the upper deck and get the ones up there, as well as the quest that is waiting for us. So if you're paying any attention to the chat box, you can see people advertising for their FCs, which are essentially the guilds of this game. I'm probably not going to join one on this character or any of the characters that I've made to show these videos, because this is the third one. We're not even going to be seeing her name. On this one, she's going to look exactly the same, but I had to choose a different name. Yeah, this is actually, I believe, the third version of her I've made, but there is one that is already done and has the mail and is all set up and ready to go for the second episode. Alright, we are almost done attuning to all the aetherites. We're back at the Drowning Winch, where we met Balderon. We will be coming back here pretty regularly for quite a while until we leave Limsa Lominsa and enter the larger world. So So right now we are going to make a quick detour from the Marauders Guild to go ahead and grab this last aetherite over here. Well, not last. Second to last. The last one will be the Marauders Guild. Alright, just one more to go. And once I get this quest, I'm going to go ahead and finish this video for now. Well, actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and take us out to the actual field to give you guys your first look at it, in case you are a completely new player who's never played the game before. I just like to keep it fresh for you guys. I know a lot of you guys will just be old players interested in the changes that were done to A Realm Reborn, and I'm excited to have you guys here as well. But I do want to make sure that we are catering also to those new players. Hello there, adventurer. Curious about the Marauders Guild, are ye? Any axe worth swinging at needs 2 hands on the haft and has a blade what can make short work of a galley's mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and all too predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more, lass? Then why don't I give you the short version of the guild's founding history and we can go from there. It all started with ships, you see. What have ships got to do with axes, you ask? Well, building them would be pretty bloody difficult without a sturdy tool to lop down trees for timber. And since only the navigator herself knows what a ship will run a lot foul of a storm or worse, it makes sense for the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board. Hey, it's all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What? Am I boring you? As I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon, and the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about you. As more seafarers took up the axe as the weapon of choice, so did the bloody art of the marauder begin to take shape, specifically among pirates, which strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye to assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper ways to wield a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once the Galdeon Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, reconstructed, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild were no greed-driven cutthroats, neither. They were warriors that sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is in your heart's desire, then you know better arena in which to practice your swings. Think it over, and let me know if you fancy joining our ranks. I have a feeling I'll be seeing more of you soon, lass. Okay. So now you can see, finally, the blue plus signs right here. So this indicates that I am unlocking a new class. All classes that you are able to unlock will have that little blue plus over them. You can be any class available in the game on one character in this game, so do not feel like you are forced into being the class that you start as. If you don't like it and find that it's just not suited to your playstyle, once you hit level 15, you are free to decide on a new class. And more classes actually will start unlocking for you once you reach level 50, 60, and 70. So go ahead and play around with classes if you decide to play the game yourself and see what kind of battle will suit your playstyle best. You decide to swing an axe on the Marauders then. Balthoda wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Marauders Guild. Alright then. All that needs doing now is to speak with the Axe Master himself. Sounds simple. I've seen folk sneak out the door rather than put themselves in the path of that unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Ryzuin's his name. Put some steel in your spine and look him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to you. Not really sure how they expect me, of all people, to look a Rogadin in the eye, but I guess yours ya for ya. Alright. Yes, I am Wyzoin. Ryzuin? I'm not entirely sure. Axe Master, they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. A Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Blathota, but once more I shall challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for the bloody carnage that awaits an initiate of the Marauders Guild? Are we prepared for the carnage? Yes, we are. All 2 feet of us. Very well. Your name? Attend me well, then, Jijik. Hold fast to the moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is a jagged and perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will ofttimes be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straight forward into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lominsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature has fallen to your blade. Alright, so we finally have our first out of Limsa quest. We're going to go ahead and run to Balderon and turn in his quest, and then we're going to go ahead and make it to that outer world to go and give you guys your first look of Nausicaa. Go ahead and skip a little faster. I could have teleported. I probably should have to show you how, but that's alright. You guys will get to see plenty of that soon enough. Alright, let's go over here. Let's get his accent again. Oh boy, I have such a hard time reading this. There you are, Jijik. I don't know how that name would actually be pronounced. I just came up with it on a whim. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did we? Yee. If you mean to base yourself in Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you got some idea of what's where, and you can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Balderon and you'll go far. And that's it. Alright. Okay, so we can't complete that one yet because we're not level 5. We'll get there on the outer world, up in Nausicaa. So I'm going to go ahead and just walk there. No, I'll go ahead and use the Aetherite since I didn't use it earlier. So you'll see how the teleport works. So we're going to go ahead and teleport. Oh no, did I forget an Aetherite? I did. Oh, I forgot the one right outside the Marauders Guild. Silly of me. I gotta run all the way back to the Marauders Guild. Oops. Okay, almost there. Okay, here we go. Alright, you have attuned yourself to all the Aetherite shards in Limsa Lominsa. The Sapphire Gate and the Tempest Gate and the airship landing are now accessible as Aetherite destinations. Okay, so we are going to teleport to the Sapphire Gate. So this is called Middle Nausicaa, or Nausicaa, I'm not sure. Alright, and so looks like we have a mineral next to us. So this is the outer world. Very pretty. You can see some of our enemies right over there. A big old enemy over there. And alright, so this is about as far as we're gonna go. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I hope the audio quality this time was a lot better. If not, I guess I'll do it a fourth time, but let's hope not. Let's hope that this is the last time I have to make this exact same recording. Alright, well, I will hopefully see you guys all soon. And this time we'll be on a different server with the same character but a different name. Alright, bye-bye!
Thank you all so much for joining me for another episode of my A Realm Reborn Let's Play. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope everyone decides to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye!